Hi all, so welcome to this channel, and in this video session I'll discuss off clause in SQL Trigger. So basically here we're going to discuss uh, the invocation of SQL Trigger when any specific column gets changed. So in earlier video we'll discuss when any row gets changed. So any column of that row gets changed, the trigger gets invoked or fired, or you can say executed. But here in this video session we'll discuss when any specific column of any row gets changed, then only we'll execute or invoke the trigger. So basically we are going to use the off clause in SQL Trigger. So let's see the demo how we can use that in SQL Triggers and make use of this functionality in IBM IDB2. So here you can see this is a SQL Trigger source member. So here I am creating or replacing a trigger named update underscore student underscore college. Now, so this was a trigger name. If that trigger name with this name, trigger object with this name, basically the specific name which is not mentioned here, the specific name and the trigger name must be is different here, because it's a long name and system objects must have a name up to 10 length. So whatever the object which is present currently, if that will be replaced with the newer trigger object which gets created when we compile the source member. So that's why we use the create or replace here. So create or replace trigger this after update of, so the event is after update, activation timing event is update, and timing is after. Here activation time, so after update of college is field here. So off clause is basically used here to tell that when only column when the column not only when the column college of that table trgpf1 that is on this gets changed, then only invoke this trigger. So if we have multiple columns in that table and several other columns except or apart from college gets updated, then in that case this trigger won't get fired or won't get executed or invoked. So it only gets executed when the college column value gets changed. So that's why we are using off clause here. So off clause on the field name in that file, which represents that this column change will invoke this trigger. Now here we have used the referencing clause, which is referencing the new and the old values of that row. So of the uh, all the new values or all the old values are will be available to us in the SQL trigger whenever we execute this using this for each row mode db2 row. So basically this is executing for each row, the trigger will get executed for each row, and we are using the mode as db2 row, not db2 SQL, which is executed for each statement at the last, but this will be executed for every row gets changed. And here we are checking the clause condition when clause. So when new dot college is not equal to old dot college, so new and old are the correlations given to the new and old value, new row and old row. So new row as new, old row as old, you can give any name, new row as n or old row as o. Let's not go into that. So this way you can check or compare the before and after value, the old and the new values in the trigger, and then perform the actions accordingly. So when this condition gets true, that is both are not equal, that is the value is actually gets changed, then only this action gets happened, that is update this file and set the count as count plus 1. So let's compile this. So for compiling this, just use run SQL statement command on the command line, and here we need to give the source physical file, and here we need to give the library, and the source member here is trigger 6. Commitment control is none. Debug view star source, so that we can debug this trigger source member when we execute this, when we actually update the column of that table. We are not directly executing this trigger, so this gets fired by the database manager in itself, and this will be taken care by database manager. So just do a debug here. So before debugging, we need to know the exact object name. So because we have used the longer name, the or you can say the long name of this trigger is this. Let's check UPD star, so it would be started with UPD. So you can see this one just took 8, take 8 here, SQL trigger this. So we have created this trigger. So let's get the name of the object. Here the object name was generated by the system because we did not have specified the specific clause in the SQL trigger source member. So if we have specified that, then the trigger object gets created with the name which we have specified in the specific keyword. So let's debug this. Just set the breakpoint, just go to strSQL. So let's first check the record in this file. So trgpf1 has 3 columns: roll number, name, and college. So if we have applied the trigger and on this table, and when this column gets changed, then only the trigger gets fired, else the trigger won't get invoked. So let's update. Also check one more thing. In this table, let's see. So this table has current count as 8, so it would be updated to 9 when this trigger gets invoked. So, and when actually the column values gets changed. So let's see, just to update. So let's updating the roll number as 3, where roll number is 2. So you can see this trigger won't get fired at this time because I am updating the roll number, and we have applied the trigger on this table, of course, yes, but on this column. So we have used the off clause here, so only this column change will invoke that trigger. So let's update name as well, name to, let's say, name 3 for roll number 2. So there is no record found, that was updated to 3. Let's move it to 3, change to 3, and you can see the row gets updated, but still the trigger won't get fired. So we need to update the college name. So in case if we are updating only the college name, then that's okay. If you are updating all the fields, then that's also okay. So basically the funda here is the college name must be updated. apart from that, other fields are getting updated that won't have any way for you can that doesn't have to be take care because the taking care because the trigger is applied on this table and when only this column gets changed. So let's change the value, just make it college 5 for roll number 3. So once I press enter, you can see the trigger gets fired and we are in the program. We are in the trigger program because we have debugged the source. Just do the DSP job log. One row updated in this because we have used the after trigger. Let me show you here only. So you can see this is an after trigger after update. Let's check the data in it. So you can see the college name is updated to college 5. So after updating the column, then the trigger gets fired and this trigger will check if new.college, that is college 5, is not equal to old.college. So then only this table gets updated. So currently this table has count as 8. Let's execute this. Now the count will become 9. So you can see it's 9 now. So this way we can we can update the record in any table column and execute the trigger respective of change in that column. Just do end debug first here. So you learned that how we can apply the trigger invocation on a particular column change. So this way, so that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.